Jerrell Thompson has been dealing with the responsibilities of a grown man since he was 14 years old. That's when he found out he was going to be a father. Blake Campbell has his story.
As he grew up, Jerrell Thompson's first love was always basketball. He's been playing basketball since he was 5 years old, but he's been dealing with the responsibilities of a grown man since he was 14 years old. That's when he found out he was going to be a father. Blake Campbell has the story. Thompson grew up in the small city of Plainfield, New Jersey. In his city, standout athletes tend to get a lot of support.
People they kind of are closely interrelated depending on what part of town you're from. There's a lot of love and support pretty much for athletes and people trying to do something with themselves.
Thompson started playing basketball at the age of 5 with a little encouragement from his father.
When I first started playing basketball, I was actually better than a lot of guys. I think I scored like 24 points, like my first game ever. I was playing in the Division of Rec League. My dad signed me up, but he had bought me a hoop a little bit before that. So when I went there, it was just like nothing to me. It was just like I was playing in my backyard, and that's when people first started to notice that I was better than the other kids in basketball, and I just kept playing over the years and progressing, and my name was always known where I was from for basketball.
From a young age, Thompson appeared to be going places with his talent. His whole life changed, however, when at 14 years old, Thompson learned from his girlfriend that he was going to be a father.
I was devastated, man. I mean, when she told me that, I really didn't know what to do. I was still a kid myself, and I knew my parents would be mad at me, and no one really, besides my family, really said anything positive to me about it. They all just tried to make it seem like it was just such a bad thing. It was like I basically ruined my life.
Thompson's family pushed for him to continue playing basketball while helping him learn how to be a father. His grandparents would ensure that he made it to practice every day. With his new role as father, Thompson changed his perspective on basketball. He began to look at it as a responsibility.
You feel the sense that you have to provide. You have to be a role model. So when I would go to play basketball, it wasn't fun for me anymore. I took it like I just looked at it as a responsibility, as a job. When other guys would step off the court to make phone calls or do whatever they did, like flirt with girls and things like that, I just had to stay out there, always get a little bit extra. I took pride in that. It made me feel like even though I couldn't provide financially for my daughter, I was still doing all that I could for her because I was exhausting myself day in, day out when it came to basketball because I knew that was all I had to offer her at the time.
Further complicating the situation, Thompson's daughter Caznera was diagnosed with McCune-Albright syndrome. The disorder causes children to mature faster, also affecting skin pigmentation and bone growth.
The thing I don't like about that is I don't want her like to get teased about it in school or things like that, you know, being a young girl. And some of those situations, it takes a woman to understand, if you know what I mean. And I know the older she gets, the more expensive it'll get. So I just hope we can like keep up with surgeries and things like that to, you know, keep my baby girl safe, you know, healthy.
Thompson's hard work on the basketball court paid off when he received a scholarship to play at Sacred Heart University. He'll be graduating Sacred Heart this year with a dual major in sports management and accounting. Over the years, he says he's learned how to use basketball as a vehicle to better himself and his situation, while using his daughter as motivation.
I think it kind of brings us closer because, honest to God, if you ask her who I do it for, she'll tell you that I do it for her. Like, I made sure she knew that while I was away, I was doing it for her. Like, in the long run, we're going to be okay, and she knows that. Like, I honestly feel like she knows that. And no matter what happens, no matter what I have to go do, she knows it's for the better of us.
Thompson still hopes to play basketball after college. He also hopes to pursue a career as a sports agent once he's finished with basketball. Though he's no longer with his child's mother, they still maintain a stable relationship. Caznera is now 6 years old and doing well. For Sacred Heart Radio News, I'm Blake Campbell.